Hello and welcome to this lesson on C. Today we're going to learn about arrays. What is an array? An array is a collection of data having the same data type stored in a memory location. So an array is a collection of data that all have the same data type. Therefore, you cannot store elements of different data types in an array. For example, if you have elements that have a data type of string, another element having a data type of integers. You cannot both store strings and integers in the same data type. An array is a collection of data of the same data type stored in a memory. What is the purpose of arrays? The purpose of arrays is to store multiple values in a single variable. That's the purpose. So why should I use an array? When you have to store multiple values in a single variable, you have to use an array, you see. For example, if you want to enter 20 marks into the computer, instead of creating 20 variables to store the 20 marks, you can create one array called marks to store the 20 different marks inside that one array. So the purpose of array is to store multiple values in a single variable. This is the syntax of array. The syntax is you have the data type, you give a space, you give the array name, and then inside the square bracket, you give the size of the array, and you end with the semicolon. So this is the syntax of declaring an array in C. For example, this is an array that takes integers. The name of the array is max, and the array size is 6. So we have integer is the data type, the array name is max, and then the array size is 6. Initializing arrays in C. How do we initialize arrays in C? In C, the first way to initialize array, you initialize them using the static initialization. So we have static initialization. So with static initialization, there are two ways to initialize arrays using the static initialization, which are as such, where you have the array name max, you have the data type integers, and the field and the array size 6. You see, in C, the index begin from 0. So the first position is position 0. So in this array called max, the first position, which is index 0, you put the value 35 in it. The second index with the second space, which is index 1, takes the value of 45 and it goes. So the last location in the array, the last space in the array, which is location 5, will take the value of 85. So if you store, you can initialize your array as such, where 65 will be kept in location 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, right? Which is really index 3. Or you can do the same thing as such, where you declare your array as the max, and then it takes integers 6. The array size is 6. It's going to take 6 variables inside, and you put all of the values in a square bracket. So you can do any of these, and it's going to give you the same result. Any of these, you give you the same result. Or you can initialize it using the dynamic initialization. And when using the dynamic initialization, this is how to initialize it. You have your max, but in the array size, you put an empty square bracket. So the size of the array will be determined by how many values you keep inside the curly brace. So in this case, we have kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've kept 6 values inside. So initially, the compiler will create the array size to be defaultly 6, because we have kept 6 elements inside, 6 values inside the curly brace, and that is how it works. But these two ways of initializing arrays will give the same output. This is the same output that will be generated if you initialize your arrays using either of these methods, where you create an array. The name of the array is called max. Logically, inside the memory of the computer is going to create a space. of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where it keeps your elements inside. It keeps your variables inside this array, and the first position is index 0, the second position is index 1, the third position is index 2, the fourth position is index 3, the fifth position is index 4, and the sixth position is index 5. That's how it works. How do we print elements in an array? To print elements in an array, so we already have these elements are inside the array registered in the memory of the computer. How do we print it out? How do we print out these elements in C? In C, to print out the elements in the array, we're going to use the printf function, and we are going to put a placeholder for integers since this takes integers, and we're going to put the name of the array, which is marks, and then we're going to put the index. So in the place of this index, if I put index 3, the element that's going to be printed in the output will be 65. And if I put index 5 inside here, the element that's going to be printed will be 85. So let us implement it in C. To implement what we've just done, it will be like this. So I'm going to declare my array int, this integer, the name of the array is called marks, and the array size is 6, and the elements inside are, inside the curly brace, 35, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, and 85. These are the elements in our array, and I want to print the element. We're going to printf percentage %d \n, and I want to print the first index. The element in the first index will be marks. So if I put 0, index 0 will print 35. If I build and run, so it has printed 35 here in the output. So I can copy this line here, I can copy it, Control C to copy, then paste. I can paste it 3 times, where I can put here input index 2, index 5, and index 1. So I would like to print 35, index 0, 1, 2, 55, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 85, that's index 5, and index 1, 45. I want to print it in this order, so I'm going to build and run, and it's going to print it in this order. So this is how to print array elements. So if I have an array called names, and if the array is called names, I can put that as curly brace. When you are dealing with characters, you put them inside this quotation marks, this single quote, and then I can put the com. I can just say com. Let's say com, C-O-M-E, com, then I close it. So I can come here and display what is inside my array's called name. Printf, it will be %c, and as it bring new line, %c, new line, and if I put this array called names, and I want to say index 0, I want to display C. It's going to be like this. So it has displayed C down here. What if I want to, if I want all of the names to come out, I want all of those letters to come out instead of C here. And if I copy this all, Ctrl C, I can paste, 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 where this will be index 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I think there's nothing for, there's no 4, and then I'll come here, I can put percentage C, percentage C, percentage C. So if I do all of this and I build and run, it has displayed me the word com as such. Now you're seeing commas there. How do I get rid of these commas? If I come here and I cancel this here, so I build and run, it has given me the output com, you see. Or I can come here, there's another way to declare this. If I come here, put character, and I put here names, I can just names 1, put there is as names 1, and then comma, semicolon. To display that 1 will be like this, printf, and if I say it's going to be percentage s new line, comma, if I just say names 1 and I put my array, name 1 without the curly brace, and I'll build and run. See, so it has displayed me Cameroon. See, so that's how to use characters percentage C and to use strings percentage S. When you want to use it as a string, you put it as such, but when you want to use it as characters, you put them as such. So that's how to display strings, characters, and integers from an array. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and see you in the next lesson.